Hello, I'm Makoto Takemiya, one of the contributors to SORA with updates for November 1st, 2023. I hope everyone is staying safe out there. The world is going through a period of hard time and it will unfortunately get worse. So please make preparations and stay safe. Today I want to talk a little bit about balance of payments because this is something that affects both nation states and also the SORA economy. So balance of payments really is the balance between imports and exports in the economy. So put simply, if you sell something from your economy to somebody else, they pay you in their currency, and then it should be converted maybe to dollars or to your local currency. And then when you import something, you have to pay in a currency that they want. So like if you buy oil, you should pay in US dollars right now. And if you sell something, you want to sell it for dollars because you want to get dollars to be able to import things. So countries have this balance between the imports and exports. So you have, let's say, $300 million coming in, but then you spend, $300 million and then it's balanced. However, in many countries, it's unbalanced. So like for example, Bhutan, in the last year, I think it was reported in the newspaper that they had a deficit of $600 million, meaning that they, spent $600 million to import things more than they received from exporting. So they had a balance of payments deficit. And you can have a surplus too. If you're a big producer like Japan is, then if you export a lot of things to the world, then you get a lot of hard currencies like dollars or euros, more than you use to import things if you're self-sufficient. So typically in many small economies you do what's called specialization. So you focus on some specialized industry in order to get some hard currency that you can import things from other countries. So for example, the IMF and World Bank typically will get African countries to specialize in something like gold or diamonds or some kind of commodity that people in Europe or America want, and then they sell this commodity to them. They get dollars or euros that they then use to import food and other things like gasoline and natural gas. Okay, so that's a brief overview. How does this apply to something like SORA? So SORA is an economy just like anyone else. So inside our economy, we have high growth, we have a lot of use and a lot of users. We have a lot of users, I would say, for the Polkadot ecosystem. And in our economy, if we pay developers to build something, we can pay them in ZOR. A lot of our developers take ZOR. However, they have to sell the ZOR to import things like food and electricity into the economy. So this causes a balance payment deficit, just like in any nation state. So how do you solve this? So there's really four strategies to solve balance of payments mismatch. So the first strategy is to reduce imports. So you just reduce the amount that is imported. That can be done by being more thrifty, or if you're already thrifty, you can rather try to produce goods locally. So for example, you could grow food and then sell it to the developers so that we don't have to exit the ZOR economy. Another strategy is to increase exports. So you can create something that other people will want and will pay hard currency for. So we can create new apps on the SORA network and do different things there. This will also help. And then another strategy is a little bit controversial, but you could try to hurt the competitors' currency's value. So if, let's say that ETH is the main currency that other people wanted, if you take steps to crash the ETH price, then it would help the balance of payments. Just theoretically, that's one thing. And some nation states perform actions like this, though it's not recommended. And then another way you can help the balance of payments is by increasing fees or taxes. So in the context of ZOR, you can increase the ZOR fees that creates more demand for the currency, which will help to increase the value of the currency as well, which can then help with the balance of payments. Okay, so this is some of the strategies, and to apply this to SORA, you don't need any single strategy. You can use a mixture of all these different strategies. Maybe not strategy 3, because we can't really, we're too small to go out and crash the ETH price, as an example. Plus, it would be kind of unethical. And it's important not to compromise values just for the sake of money. We should be trying to create a new world economic order and not copy the mistakes of the old or current order. So hopefully this gives you some thoughts. So how do we improve the balance payment situation in SORA? So developers have to eat and also pay for things like rent and electricity. So if we can have more people produce things that people can use in daily life, or even if you don't produce, if we create something like an online store where everything is sold for ZOR, but at a little bit of a markup, then that could be good. So let's say that you sell some tea, and you import the tea into your economy for $900, but you sell it for $1,000. Then you actually create a little bit more demand for the token because you have more value for ZOR being sucked up than it is to be sold and to go outside the economy. So that's one way to do it. Like we could create just an online store that you could buy and sell food, or buy food and other services and goods in daily life, similar like to Amazon. That could help. Additionally, we can work on new apps and services. So this series team is working on a cool project that they're going to announce soon, and that is really something that can also help, because we'd be exporting these services into the crypto economy, and people would, if they want to use them, have to get ZOR tokens. And how do they get ZOR tokens? They have to give us hard currencies like ETH or DAI, basically. Okay, so that's a very brief overview, and hopefully that gives all of you some ideas. Now I've got daily network stats. In the last 24 hours, there's 19,342 transactions on SORA network, 17,845 of which were swaps, 59 were Demeter farming transactions, 158 were transfers, and there were 290 active accounts on the SORA network. I really hope we can get that number consistently above 300. That's a good interim milestone. So let's work hard, get more users, and do our best. So let's get back to work.